How many times have you found yourself in that place as a believer when the very thing that you don't want to do, you end up doing, and the very thing you do want to do, you don't do? I think we've all been there, right? Even the Apostle Paul, who writes so helpfully about it in Romans chapter 7. And so often when we find ourselves in this place, we come meekly before the Lord, especially when it's a notable sized sin and we're seeking God's forgiveness, which of course is right. But I wonder for how many of us that's where we stay, forgetting that God not only wants to forgive us, but he actually wants to change us so we don't need to continue walking in the same patterns of sin. And that's what 1 John chapter 1 verse 9, that famous verse on confession, is all about. It says, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive our sin and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. You know, most believers know this verse. He is faithful and just to forgive our sin. But then that's where we stay, forgetting the rest of the verse, because it says he doesn't just want to forgive us, but cleanse us from it, so we don't need to keep committing it. Psalm 32 verse 8 has a familiar theme. It's David's psalm talking about the blessedness of being forgiven. But in verse 8, it has the Lord saying these words, I will instruct you and teach you in the way that you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Often this verse gets quoted when we're needing God's direction or wisdom, which we can use it for, but in its context, it's about the Lord not just forgiving sin, but helping us not to repeat the same sin again. And for me, it's a beautiful picture of a loving father putting his arm around his son after he's messed up and just showing him that there is a better way. Let me teach you a better way. So the next time you mess up, and unfortunately there will be many times that we will this side of eternity, don't just seek Christ to be forgiven, but seek him with the same belief also to grow and change, to come for forgiveness, but actually to come and ask that he would change you. Jesus did not just die to remove the penalty of our sin, but he also died to remove its power. And that even this side of eternity, I believe that we can find real freedom and real change and real growth from our sinful nature. And knowing that one day soon, when Christ returns or when we first go to be with him, we will be finally free from the presence of sin, when we will be with him in his kingdom and the fullness of his glory. Be blessed.